Okay. So I go, all right, what would I do? And he goes, I need you to be his body guy, AKA his campaign bitch. That was me. So now I'm gonna leave radio and start once again at the bottom of the totem pole. But I'm like, screw it. When am I gonna be able to travel the country with a Kennedy and learn from a Kennedy?
I know that's right.
So I do it. Last time I was on a plane before this happened was 8th grade.
What?
I didn't travel. I don't have money to travel. I'm trying to pay bills. Right. So I booked my own flight. It's a terrible flight. It's awful. I have to go to New York, but I'm like, let me save money. So I go to Chicago, then I go to New York. Don't fly JetBlue. So,
I
I
know
get
that.
to New York. Never been to New York before. I gotta get a cab. The guy jipped me. He ended up getting more money because I'm like standing there, I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, an extra this and this. I'm like, whatever. But I meet him and I'm like, this is gonna be insane. This is gonna be really cool. Over the next 2.5 years, I went to 47 different states. I logged over 100,000 miles flight, and I have over 25,000 miles on Avis because of all the driving and all the different things
Wow.
that I did.
Wow.
About 3 months into me being his on-the-road assistant, we're not getting the news coverage that we want because we're an independent candidate. So they go, well, we don't know what to do. And I go, why don't you make your own stream? Well, how would we do that? Give me a camera. Give me a camera and a board and I got you. Any stream, any video you saw of him speaking on a stage, I shot that. Not only did I shoot that, but when we did fundraisers, because they know my media background, I was the one backstage interviewing Trey Stewart, we had Rob Schneider, we had Russell Brand, we had Dr. Drew, we had all these celebrities that would show up, Adam Carolla, Jeremy Piven. As soon as they get off stage, hey, can I get a quick word for you? Yeah, okay, great. Oh, we're standing by with, and that's all demo that I had to cut and edit because I knew how to do it. Who's gonna edit myself better than me? So, because I knew how to stream and because I knew how to edit, I got an extra 1.5 years of employment just from knowing how to do that. So as you all know, Bobby ended up endorsing President Trump. They gave me a press pass. So I'm at the Turning Point event and I'm getting all of this footage. And Trump's on the stage. This next person, he's an incredible guy, really. He said some nice things about me. We're gonna like it. So Bobby walks out, everybody's cheering, fireworks go off. The best part about that night was the call I got a month later after, because I didn't have a job anymore, was, hey, you still got footage from that night? Yep. How much you want to sell it for? I got a 45-second clip. How much? $5,000. All right, we'll send it to you in the morning. Send over your information. For a 45-second clip, all because I was okay with being behind the camera. I didn't need to be on the camera. I'm going to make less money on camera than I am on.
Yep.
That's just the truth of it, especially if you're not, because I'll be honest with you, the clip was 3 minutes, but I cut 45 seconds. And then when they called again and they went, you got any more of that footage? I found 30 seconds of it.
For another $6,000.
This time, $3,000. All right, let's go ahead and send it over. I made $8,000 on a 1.5 minutes of video.
Damn.
Like you can do it. You have to be good at it. That's the only thing. So make sure you learn how to do everything with what you're doing. And then, because going back to, I have a knack for legislation. And they all knew this because I stuck around during the streaming and everything. I became the National Director of Legislation for MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. I was flying all over the country, all the bills that you heard passing about, getting rid of the synthetic food dyes and all of that. I was there testifying either on a Zoom call or there in front of their state house. I'm from Lodi. I was born in Deaconess Hospital. My mom made $1.14 too much to get government assistance when my dad left. There's no way in hell I should be where I'm at. None. But it's because I put in the work. I listen to the teachers because they know what they're doing and they're really smart. They really do it. Jeff, you taught me so much. Dale, Ricky, when you were on air, I didn't have you as an instructor, but when you were on air, I learned a lot from you.
Okay.
But they know what they're doing, and I know you work all day, and you come in here, and there are some days you're like, God, I'm just tired, dude. Like, I don't want to deal with this. That's fine, just take notes, review them. There were days I never missed a day. And I became, and I'm not telling you to do this, I understand, some people can't. When I came here, I cashed in my 401k at Verizon, and I was here all the time. That's what, I lived off of my 401k for like 6 months until I got the job at iHeart. And let me tell you, $9 an hour for 12 hours a week wasn't great, but you worked your way in. And so fast forward now, doing the stuff that I did with Maha, with Make America Healthy Again, we had creative differences, to say the least. I wanted to focus on local legislation, but there's no money in that.
Right.
So they wanted to focus on federal. So when you kiss senators' asses, things get done, and I'm not kissing anyone's ass.
I'm with you again.
Just being blunt. So we went different ways. Things are good. I still talk with everybody, and they still call me for advice, and which is still crazy to me. But my path, I thought for sure was, well, now I run for office. I have all this political experience. Well, now I'm going to run for office. That's the next logical step, and it was all lined up and ready to go. And then Charlie Kirk got assassinated. And I saw how many people were ready to just jump down each other's throats, and I went, whoa, that's not good, because we're stopping the conversations. We gotta talk to each other. I don't care how you think or how you feel. If we don't talk, I don't see you as human, and you don't see me as human. So, and I don't know if any of you believe in God. I do. All glory is to him, and Christ is King. But I switched up the way that I prayed, and I said, if you want me to get back into broadcasting, you got to give me a sign, because this is all lined up. I see the path for me to get, I would be in the State House, I'd be passing legislation, I'm ready to go. But if you want me to do something else, give me that sign. And I ask, I go, but give me a few weeks' notice. Because I gotta mentally prepare. I'm in legislation mindset. I gotta switch it up. I gotta get into radio mindset. And over that next week, I get 50 calls, all from people that are well respected in the business, going, Jake, we need somebody like you back in radio. And I'm going, okay, yeah, sure. All right, okay. iHeart calls me, but it's nothing local. All these different companies are calling me, but it's not anything local. And then Salem Media calls. And we have a conversation about it, and then things kind of go away for a little bit. And then I end up getting really good opportunity, surrounded by people that I know care about radio, and people that I know and I've worked with before. And I'm like, all right, well, I can't ask for a sign, and then when you give it to me, and I ask for guidance and you give it to me, I go, no, I'm okay. That's not how it works. So I was the executive director of a political organization down in Medina County, and I just put in my 30 days notice because I'm going to accept the job at the radio station. It's full-time, well, not full-time, but it's 5 days a week. Working for one wonderful Mr. Dale Officer there. WHK 9 to noon, which that's come with, people are not happy that it's me, that's okay. But all of everything that I just told you about that led to me getting this, I love Cleveland, I do, and you guys know, we're from Northeast Ohio, we're just a different breed, man. Like, we see snow and we're like, cool, let's go. Anybody else sees it, they're like, snow day. No, I'll drive, it's fine. Like, that's just who we are. Like, it's just a different attitude. It's a different tenacity that we have towards life. Like, they want to sit there and doubt you, and you go. So, that's just what you do. And all of that attitude, that Northeast Ohio attitude of screw you, watch me do it. PTW, a bunch of people who know me, PTW, prove them wrong. That's what you got to do, especially in this business, because I'm 33 years old, and I'm going to be working in a political talk show, and I already know what's going to be said. What the hell does this kid know? What life experience does he have? Who the hell is he? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Prove them wrong. And the way that you prove them wrong is by learning everything you can here, so every opportunity that opens up to you. To go a little more in depth with what I did at WTAM, we had no social media presence. Everything was sent by corporate, and it was that same stale, stupid little heart logo, and all that is dumb. Nothing that said WTAM on it. We're a news station. How do we not have the news station branding? It drove me nuts. So I take the security footage we get from police departments, body cam footage, put it in the editor, pop that little logo down there at the bottom, put it in an article, send it out, and then slowly we get more followers. Slowly we get more people listening. Then that also puts your name out there. So people are going to recognize you more and more and more and more. Learn as much as you can. Ask questions when you have them. Don't hesitate. Even if it's a stupid question, ask it anyways, because sometimes you just need that simple reminder. But learn everything that you can here, because you're going to use every bit of it. That's all I have. And does anybody have any questions for me?
Oh, you cannot all be
I do.
speechless.
None
Yes.
after that speech.
I feel, do you feel like now, as far as like in the media, it's all, the same, all across, as far as like, not really telling the truth, just having the same type of storyline and not really the truth?
So I think the problem with media is that the right wing looks out for the right wing, and the left wing looks out for the left wing. There's no facts anymore.
None.
There's no discussion, and everybody is in their own little bubble, and they sit there and they pontificate all day long about how they're the most correct and the most right that they could ever be because they're the right ones.
Right.
And that doesn't fix anything.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, everybody in this room, we're friends with people that think differently than us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't consider that. You know, when I was in DC, I would see Republicans and Democrats screaming at each other on the House floor, and then they go get dinner.
Exactly.
We're the only ones screaming at each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as soon as they realize that we know that,
Yeah.
they're screwed. So they're gonna sit here, they're gonna pay all their little Ponzi schemes, they're gonna pay their people that they know, and they're gonna make sure they grease the palms, and they have all those connections, so that person at NBC or that person at Fox can get that exclusive interview to keep us divided. I don't know about you, I can't buy a house right now. There's a lot of people who can't buy houses right now, but we're not focused on that, we're focused on all these little stupid things, and they push it.
Right.
And they want us to be at each other's
So
throats.
that's something, do you think that's maybe what stopped you, or is that something that you think that you would be able to push through? Because you don't seem like that type, you seem like you have a voice. So would it have
Yeah.
been hard for you, do you think it would have been hard for you to keep your voice?
No. I'm very even keeled.
He's doing interpretation.
But I fight with common sense, and a lot of the time, people that are extreme one way or the other, they don't know how to react to common sense.
I agree.
And
I agree.
people with common sense need to be more outspoken.
Yes.
That's not right or left. People with common sense just need to be more
Common ain't
outspoken.
common no more.
Right.
Yeah, I vote for you,
My
man.
last one is, did you ever meet Candace Owens?
I did. She's
I-
interesting.
yeah. I listened to her podcast.
Yeah, it was brief. So Maha, Make America Healthy Again, we modeled our business plan after Turning Point.
Oh, okay.
So we worked very closely with Charlie and his
Okay.
team.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand Charlie, he sits him off the wall.
Seems like it's a big old scandal now about his wife and stuff
Well,
like that.
Yeah, but that's another one of those where people just aren't talking. Nobody's asking Erica anything. You notice that? She's got one interview.
Yeah.
Everybody's assuming what happened.
Yeah.
No, and unfortunately, you know, it's funny. I think it's interesting how, you know, there's conspiracy theories about, I mean, going back to Abraham Lincoln,
Yeah.
there's conspiracy theories, but somehow the internet figured out who killed this guy. There are conspiracy theories that are 70 years old and they will be 100 years old in 30 years. It is another one of these things to keep us at each other's throats, keep us divided, and keep us away and
But not all
unfocused on-
conspiracies are false.
And I'll give you that. You're not wrong.
Because I am a conspiracy. So not all of them are false.
That's fair. Any other questions? Comments? Yeah.
After high school, what did you do?
So after high school, I went to Tri-C for a semester, and then I was like, this ain't it. And that's when I'm like, try high is not the answer. And so that's when I got the job at Verizon. So I went right in and I did that for like 5, 6 years. And then I started here, I was like 25 when I started here.
Really?
Yeah.
Which fluorescent store?
Oh, I worked at a bunch, honestly. I mean, it was, the group that I was with, I was the assistant manager, and my friend Carissa was the manager. We were known for going into stores and turning them around.
Okay.
So we'd be in Brecksville, we were
Yeah.
out in Wadsworth, we were in Massillon at one point, we were all over the place. So,
Nice.
yes.
Is there anything that you would do differently or you would skip to get faster?
No,
You feel like it shaped who you are today?
it did. Yeah, no, it did, because it was, even when I was working on the weekends, those 4 hours on air and then producing that next day, I mean, I learned from Greg Brinda, who's a legend, the Dean with his hot dog talk, and I mean, this guy, Greg Brinda's incredible, and I mean this with the utmost respect. This guy could do a 4-hour show about sports cards and people call it. Like, he'll just say, the first card I ever got was a Joe DiMaggio. And it was a great card. Jake, do you collect cards? Football cards. Wow, it's just not like it used to be, Jake. And the phone lines just light up. And what is it? It's people my age going, well, my first football card was Brett Favre. And it's people from back in the day going, it's really not like it used to be, Greg. I went to go buy my kid a pack of football cards, and it's $15 now. $15? I used to be able to fill my car up for $15, and it's 4 hours of this, but people listen to it.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. People are engaged, but I would
Bless
not.
you.
Bless you. I would not skip. No, I wouldn't be able to, because I can look at all, like, it's almost like connecting the dots, where I could see how. So, like, having to deal with the news director that I had to deal with at WTAM prepared me to deal with the person I had to deal with on the Kennedy campaign, which made me deal with the people that I had to, like, I could see how each step prepared me for the next. And if you go into it, because, like, I early on I learned this, and I had to, given my family traditions, but if I don't learn from other people's mistakes or my own, I'm gonna fail. It's just really that simple. Like, it's, and if you don't take every moment and go, what can I learn from this and how can I be better? You're gonna get stagnant. And there's a lot of good media people that get stagnant because they're happy where they are and they're scared to make that push. A really good friend of mine, very talented. He's got a weird voice, but he's very talented. Ricky knows what I'm talking about. Very talented. I did shows with him. I did podcasts with him. When you get scared and you're not willing to take a chance on yourself, you're going to get stagnant, you're going to get stuck, and you're going to be miserable.
Yeah. You gotta jump off that box.
Always be willing to take a chance on yourself. Work hard enough, have a good work ethic, have a good enough work ethic to be confident in taking the chance on yourself.
Yes.
Because people aren't going to take a chance on you if you're not willing to.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Right.
I mean, with the announcement that was made, with me getting the show, when I say people hate me online, they hate me online. There are people making Facebook Live videos about how I am a government plant. They took away the only bastion of truth that was left in local media in Cleveland, Ohio.
Damn. I'm gonna have to fall asleep about you.
And I'm to blame.
Conspiracy.
I didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask for a job. They called me, but I'm to blame because he was the last bit of hope for all of America. And that's when people look out for themselves and not the listener. And that is so dangerous to get into because all you're doing is you're just feeding your ego. Like going back to Trevisano. Trevisano, he's pretty independent. Towards the end, he leaned kind of right. But he would have Democrats and Republicans on. People that he disagreed with, he would have on and he would let them debate.
You should.
You should.
Absolutely.
That's healthy.
Because and the way that I look at it, how can I convince you to think the way that I do or even consider thinking the way that I do if I don't understand why you feel the way that you do?
Exactly.
We could sit here and point fingers and go, well, this person lives here, so they must be like this. That's not true. I mean, like I said, I was born in Deaconess Hospital. I lived in Cleveland for the first 7 years of my life. And then I went to Lodi. I graduated from Cloverleaf High School. So what am I? Am I a country bumpkin or am I a ghetto piece of shit? You know, which one am I? Because I've been called both. So which one am I? I'm neither. Most people that have a life like that aren't. Not to say that if you're from Lodi, you're a country bumpkin or a ghetto piece of shit. If you're from Cleveland. But you get what I'm saying. They are so quick, especially now with social media, they are so quick to just slap a label on you and go, that's you whether you like it or not. No, screw that. You are who you are. Like I said, shove it up their ass and pull it out their mouth.
Wow.
It's really that simple. Like you there are some times, and I don't get like that. I used to really get like that. Ricky's seen somewhere I went off on people before. I don't get.
Some of us still play on.
But you know, I don't get like that anymore. I try to be patient with as many people as I possibly can, because you don't know. You don't know what they're going through that day. I was always, when I worked at Verizon, I always did the match the customer's tone. When somebody's yelling, I'll get loud with them. Then when they look at you and they're like, why are you getting loud? I don't know, why are you getting loud? Can we talk now? What are we yelling for? I don't know why we're yelling, why are you yelling? And it works. It does work. The only time it didn't, I had a guy come in, he was mad, he throws his ID on the counter, and I'm like, I'm not dealing with this guy. He comes over and he goes, yeah, 4674 is my PIN. I go, well, you didn't give me your phone number. Yeah. All right. And he gets to the point, I go, you know what, man? You're kind of an asshole. I'm not dealing with this today. And he goes, I'm an asshole. Yeah, you are. Where's your manager? I can help you right here. And he goes, I'll never forget. He walks away, looks at the display, walks back to me, and he goes, I don't think I'm shopping here. And I go, yeah, I told you that 5 minutes ago. What did you think? What, I was going to change? Oh my God, he looked at a Samsung. Please, sir, don't scream at me some more. Please. No, you're nuts. You're crazy. So don't be scared to stand up for yourself. And there is the word they tell you, don't be scared, like never say no. For the first few years that is true. I'm just gonna warn you about that now. Don't say no, because that can lead into so much more. Like if I said no about helping Dennis, it sounds really weird, but Dennis, I consider him literally like one of my best friends. Like he and I we'll talk for an hour on the phone, just be like, how you been? How's life? You good? How's the family? Mom's good? Yep. How's the wife? Good. And if I said no to that, all the experience I just talked to you about, and I probably wouldn't be where I am now at WHK, because everything, I don't know that I would have the insight that I do, because basically my job with the National Director of Legislation, shocking, but grassroots organizations love to disagree with each other about little petty shit, excuse my language, and it'll be, we agree on 98% of this, but, well, I really like this when it was blue. Well, I really like it because it's green, so we can't agree on anything anymore. So my job, being the big organization, was to sit down, whether in person or on a Zoom call, and get them all to agree. People that are, they hate each other, like to the point like they're stealing donations from each other. It's that bad. Where they're calling donors and they're going, well, you know, company A, they're not doing this anymore. That's why you gotta go with our company, company B. And we're talking.
Wow, that's crazy.
Sometimes. And I'm getting on the Zoom call, and I'm just like, hey everybody, thanks for stopping in today. Really glad you got to make the time. And they're looking at me like I'm nuts. But about 90% of the time it worked, which is good. But that goes back to, matching customers' tone. And I used to do the same with callers too. Callers come in and they're coming in hot. I come in right back at them and they stop. It's like, you all right? You want to talk some more? You want to quiet down? What are you doing? Well, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about okay, all right. I'll put you on hold. That's how that works. But yeah, to answer your question again, I would not change anything. That was a long tangent. Yes.
Has there been any regret that you've done? Like if you didn't go the way you wanted? Like was there a path that you couldn't see and then you missed it, but then you went on a different path? Is there any kind of regret from that?
That's a great question. Not really. It was out of my control, but COVID really, and iHeart was decimated. That place, it was so much fun working there. It was, man. You would walk in there, there'd be 150 people in there sometimes. You go to the sales floor and you see all your friends there. And then COVID happened, and then a bunch of people got fired, and you're going, you go to the studio to see so-and-so, and nope, they got fired, and then, oh, okay, and then, you're just sitting there all day, and now you gotta do 8 jobs instead of the 2 that you had, and they're not hiring anybody. Like that was.
Yeah, that's really why it's so important, really, for all of you. You're night students, but, it's hard to take a tour at night. We're able to get into the TV stations and the radio stations, mostly during the day. But if you see, you see something in the Teams chat and you're able to work around your schedule, it looks a lot different from the inside
Yeah.
than it does in your mind.
Yeah.
And what Jake says is 100% true. I think about in those years, even 7 years ago when I started, I would go to iHeart, there were so many employees. Every place you walked, there was another OMS graduate. You go, oh my gosh, you're here, you're here, you're here. And it was really a different world. Now, just like every other business, things are pared down. And a lot of coworkers are in other cities, right? Because we discovered we can be remote and we can do shows from other cities, and they could be live streamed or they could be syndicated. So the nature of the business is not
Just
even
changed.
what it was a couple of years ago. It's much different. But having said that, like, to be on air means a lot of things now that it didn't mean a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to get your voice out.
Mhm.
So, I think what you say is so true. In the years when you started and Don was at iHeart, it looked so different. It did.
And there was
It
so much
4 floors.
personality in the
Oh, man.
studios. You're
Yeah.
walking down all the big banners, walls are painted certain colors, and COVID happened, it just all went away. I mean, they blocked off the bathrooms at one point because they started renovating. So they're like, oh, we could fire 200 people, save a bunch of money, and then, just syndicate all of this. To hell with local radio. No one needs to know news. We'll just have ABC tell everybody what to think and what's going on in their lives. So they blocked off the bathrooms at one point. So best of luck when you got a 3-minute break and it's a 4-minute walk to the bathroom.
But now you're at iHeart is downtown, and it is a nice little piece of property, but it's not like you remember it.
No,
at all, or
no.
Don remembers it.
They,
It looks different.
they, corporate's always going to try to take the personality out of things. Don't let it take the personality out of you. That's the best way that I can say that. That's the best way I can say that.
What advice would you give your younger self now that you are where you are? Your younger self in school.
Learn how to shut up. Yeah. I would take myself to the school of shutting the hell up. Because sometimes it's better to listen instead of, it's better to listen rather than open your mouth. And at the school, I had a problem sometimes with opening my mouth. Yeah. He laughs. Wait, stop. What are you laughing for?
Well, because he was.
Wait, I mean, is that fair to say? Sometimes I open my mouth.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but it was always, when you broke into Donald Trump, I
Well,
was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because you were still doing that, you were doing that back then.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's how you really started your relationship with Trevisano, was doing impressions.
you know,
Somebody set you up for that.
So that is true. So during the interview, because this is when, so there was one spot open at TAM, and the whole time people are like, you gotta let Ray know that you do voices. You have to somehow work it in. And I'm like, hi Ray, I talk like people. Like, how do I do this? So I'm sitting there in his office and I'm nervous. I'm wearing a dress shirt that's way too tight on me. I was a lot fatter then. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm sweating. I'm nervous. I don't know. And he goes, so, some people say that, you can do voices. And I'm like, yes, sir, yeah. And me, I don't think of doing Donald Trump. I think of doing Double A Anthony Alford, because I sit there and I make fun of the way that he talks all the time. So I'm like, so what do? I go, yeah, I can talk like Double A. And he looks at me like I'm nuts. Like, what value does that bring to me besides this moment right now? And I'm like, oh, crap. So we're walking. And he's like, oh yeah, then right here, this is our, our studio, this is a video, and this is Magic's here. And I go, I talk like Trump too. Like, I don't know how to bring it up. He goes, oh, do it. I go, wow, Ray, this is incredible. Look at iHeartRadio, what a thing, right? I do love radio. It's an incredible thing. And so he's like, oh, no, that's pretty good. Like, exactly how he says it. Now that I know Ray, he's deadpan most of the time. But at the moment, I'm like, well, that flopped. Okay. So I'm going around, he's introducing me to everybody. I meet Seth for the first time, who's now my producer. That guy is incredible. And we go into the talk tank, and Triv's sitting there. I mean, this is the voice of Cleveland, whether you agree with him or not, what he did. He went from a caller to being on air for like 35 years.
Oh, damn, for real? That's
And
crazy.
so he's sitting there and he's getting ready for the
That's what's
show, and Ray goes, Triv, this is on Jake, he's on, he's trying to be one of our producers. Very good. Hello, sir. You know, Triv, Jake can talk like Trump. Do it. Wow, Triv, what an incredible, see your Cleveland, look at this, what an incredible, the voice of Cleveland, am I right? And he goes, when Ray hires you, come back next Wednesday, we got Caliendo. And I'm like, did I just get the job? Is that how? And Ray goes, we'll call you. So I leave. Next day they call me. Triv really liked your voices. Would you be willing to do those for commercials and stuff? Like, I was the official voice of Charlie's Sausage, the official sausage of the Cleveland Indians, and your next barbecue. Like, it was Uncle Charlie's sausage. I thought it was a bit. I really did. I thought it was a bit. And Coates hands it to me, and I'm like, yeah, right. No, go on. Like, having trouble figuring out what to put on the grill for your next barbecue, and I read it, and I'm working the Indians game, and I hear Uncle Charlie's, and I'm like, that was real, all right. And people that recognize my voice are like, you're an idiot. You're talking about Uncle Charlie's sausage on the Cleveland Indians. And you know what? And I put it on my demo. That was the second spot, because I will gladly get a job being the Uncle Charlie sausage guy. I'd be more than happy to do that. But did I answer your question? Was it? Oh, yes. I don't know.
You ever do an interpretation where the person was offended? Get you in trouble? Like,
What does Double A think of your impression?
Oh, Double A laughs, but he gets annoyed.
Yeah.
No, he gets annoyed, because I would, we found okay, so have you guys seen the Kawhi Leonard laugh compilation? All right, you know the guy that goes, I got a hat if you need one. Well, it sounds like Double A. Ricky remembers this. That became a bit. Every show, I pulled it for my show. By the way, when I was here, ask Ricky, my little Saturday show, like, we would have 300-400 people listening at times to a Saturday show. People were coming up here to stand outside the talk tank just to listen to us on air.
That's
You'll
crazy.
remember this, my news talk night. Remember Gouda cheese?
Yeah.
Gouda?
it is good.
One of the two kids in my class confused gluten for Gouda.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So he's sitting there and he's going, I think the problem is that people are eating Gouda-free bread.
Oh my God.
And that's why Donald Trump wants to take away Nerf guns. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? These are the people I was in class with. So I don't want to hear an excuse. My class can't prop me up, I can't get a job. And they're saying, it was 45 minutes of this. And I'm losing it laughing. So finally I go in there, they're like, well, Jake, how do we do? And I'm like, and I lose it laughing. I have the audio, I still listen to it. Like once every few months, because, and God bless him, son. He went away, and they said the way that he spoke. So he's like, and because I think the reason why the government shut down was because of the Gouda food way. And we're right outside the studio, and we're losing it. Like, you hear in the background, people are face down in that nasty carpet out there because they don't want their laugh to get out. So I go in there, and we wrap it up. It's been great. We started with 25, now it's 3 of us. I think it's the only news talk station day to end with a round of applause from the 50 people sitting in the hallway listening. They were sitting in the hallway listening. You were there, thank you. But it was the great Gouda. The Gouda and the Nerf guns. Do you think they had and I asked, they talked about a robbery at Speedway. And I go, do you think they did it because it was on their way? Speedway? And not realizing what I'm doing, they go, probably not. All right. And I go, do you know what Gouda is? No. I go, it's cheese. And he goes, well, I guess Jake learned something today. No, I didn't learn anything.
You did.
You didn't know what cheese was, dude. Like, what? What are we talking about? But it was great. I would not change. I wouldn't
You
change
made
any
them
of that.
so happy.
Oh, it
Did
was-
you made them so happy?
Ricky will remember this. So they needed intern hours. I had that show on Saturday, and I'm like, Seth, their names were Seth and Justin, and I love them to this day. I still talk to them. And I'm like, why don't you guys come in and run board? I've only let 2 people run board for me professionally. It's Frank Parkinson and Seth Williams. And the only reason it's Seth now is because Frank's up in Minnesota. That's not true. But Seth would freak out.
I'll tell Steph that.
Good. So I'm like, all right, guys, go ahead and run board. And we did a sports talk. And this is when Baker's rookie year, when we're like, man, we finally got our quarterback. It's here, we got him right now. But so it was the Chargers game. We lost the Chargers game, and 2 of those touchdowns should not have been touchdowns because they were false starts. The left tackle, that bastard, he jumped. It was a false side. I saw it with my eyes, and they didn't call it. The following week, that ref got fired. I'm going, oh.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we're talking about it on air, and I go, I think, because the refs union didn't say a word about it. I'm like, all right, so he was up to some stuff. So he was either drunk, drugs, or betting. What does Seth say? I think he was just doing some dumb shit. My co-host Gary's about this tall, this wide, crazy hair. He goes, Seth, you can't say that. And I'm like, it's fine, we're moving on. For the next hour and a half, we received phone calls from everybody who was listening going, hey, so you think the Browns are going to get it done against the Broncos tonight? Absolutely. Absolutely they will. Hey, did somebody cuss on air earlier? Yeah? Ricky call you yet? Not yet. He's probably going to. Yeah, I know. Yep. And of course, that was the day, what class is it when you have to do the, where you have to like record the story and the storyboard and all that, and then you put it online? Cleveland Connections Cleveland, do you still do that?
It's called NetSim now.
Net, what is it?
NetSim.
So that was my NetSim project. So I got to then edit it and then put it online. Which I don't even know if it's
Should
online.
have edited it. Should have left it.
No, I left it in, to be fair. I think the one that would replay you took out.
No, they don't put it online. They still do that.
Oh, I just did it myself. Like we used to do, I don't know, this might get me in trouble. I don't think, hold on.
You grown. You don't get in trouble.
No, nobody that did it works here anymore. It's not a bad thing. It was fun. We used to do family game night where we'd set up a camera. I think it was this TV. We'd set up 2 tables here. We'd play Uno, but none of us knew the rules of Uno. So one game would go on for 4 hours. I'm not exaggerating. 4 hours. We were going, all right, well, it's draw 4. Got to draw 4. Like we didn't know, so we thought you could double down. Draw 4, draw 4, draw 2, draw 8.
You can't if you
draw
call
10.
it. You got to call it.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Uno ruled. They put a tweet out about it.
That's
Played
a
it wrong
rule?
This whole time. But they were game. We would
That's
stream
crazy.
it. We'd put them on YouTube. I'm not kidding. We would start because it was always Friday after football, and we'd start at. We'd get off air like 11:30. There were sometimes we were here till 2:30 in the morning playing one game of Uno.
Oh.
But it's
In
fun.
your day, you would go to do the Friday football remotes, you would do the, Ricky, you made fun of it.
Yeah.
You would come back here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we would do a post game show.
And so you had the combination to get in, nobody was here, it would just be you guys, but you would do a show here.
So because we would need people here running the board.
Right, oh,
While,
absolutely.
yeah, bringing the broadcast in, letting us know when the commercial breaks, letting us know when to come back, 3, 2, 1. And then, we'd come back, and then we'd come back here, they'd already have the post game going. And then, we'd do the post game show, and then, we would just hang out and talk.
Did you do that with the captains also, or was that?
I didn't because I was a night student,
Okay.
but I worked one captain's game. And when I was hired at TAM, because they had it structured the same way the Indians games were, they're like, oh, you're fine, you ran captains, you're good, you can run Indians. I had no idea.
You just said yes.
And yep, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, sure, yeah, of course. And I was lost. Luckily, they had everything there in front of me, so you press F9, it's not that hard. But in the moment, it was the scariest thing in my life, because I'm going, if I mess this up, because if you mess up the Cavs, you're getting yelled at. He's the sweetest man ever, but when you piss him off, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's all about the
Do his voice.
What? It's all about the chicken. It's Marty Allen. Marty Allen's great though, but man, when you mess up, you don't want to let him down because he'll yell at you and then he'll call back and he'll go, "I'm really sorry I yelled at you, but you really messed up and I expected more." And you're like, "Man,
it worse.
I'm glad he called me back.
Expected more out of me for it to yell and disappointed him."
Right.
But yeah, we would. Yeah, captains. I did a few post games with the captains because it would be after class. I'd go in there, but yeah, no, Fridays we would do pregame. So the people that would go out to the games, we would leave here at 4 o'clock, get there by 6, set up. Game usually starts at 7. We had a sideline reporter, and we had a color commentator, and then we had a play-by-play. And I mean, we did so many. We did Parma. I mean, at one point we had so many football games. We were on North Coast for one, and then we would have like our main game on All Sports Cleveland. So we would do two pre-games, 2 post-games. One time we had a rain delay because there was lightning and thunder. So I was interviewing myself in different voices because I was bored and I was the only one on North Coast. So I'm going, "We're gonna go live out to the reporter. We got Hank out there. Hank, what's going on out there?" And I play a rain sound effect. I'd be like, "Well, Jake, we're just trying to get this game done, and there's just, we're still waiting for this lightning to stop. They said about 15 minutes more." 15 minutes more? Really? "Yeah, we're gonna have to take you 15 minutes." And then literally the game would start, but like that, you just, sometimes you just have to that goes back to, if you're not having fun, the listener's not having fun. I had fun that day. So, that's what I think matters. But any other questions, comments, concerns?
It was great, like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I will say this, follow me on Instagram, it's JakeUnderwood92. My messages are open. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm not, I'm never on LinkedIn. I know they tell you to connect on LinkedIn. I'm never on LinkedIn.
Always on there.
Yeah, I'm not.
24/7.
When it was announced, when my name was announced to people, today I saw messages and they messaged me that night and I'm like, thank you. I don't,
It's not your place.
yeah, I'm never on LinkedIn. But yeah, Instagram, that's usually where I'm at.
What is it, Jake? What?
Jake Underwood 92. So I was born in 1992, so it's easy to remember. What? Yeah.
He seems to remember.
You said Jake Underwood.
Oh yeah.
Underwood.
Underwood.
Yeah.
92.
Oh, I said Wood. I said Underwood.
UNDERWOOD. Yeah.
When you do when you get the voices for interpretation, how do you pick it? Do you just
Well, my first one ever was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
yeah,
I'm serious. Let me tell you something, brother. What? What? But it was the game WWF Warzone, and they would have the terrible promos beforehand. He's like, "Let me tell you something, son. Stone Cold Steve Austin's gonna stump a mud hole in your ass." I'm like, "I can do that." And then I Family Guy, there was Stewie Griffin. I was like, "I know you kind of talk like Stewie." And Brian's crazy, dude. She's just like, "Stewie, what are you doing?" And it just, the first one that I was. Do you guys remember Extreme Home Makeover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a stupid show with the butt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But the stupid show with the bus and everybody was so dramatic. Like somebody would be like, "I like football," and they build them a football shaped house.
I watched that one.
But my favorite guy was Ty Pennington. And he talked about how we're gonna build you a house. Full. That's what you deserve.
They let those people know. They did.
And Ty Pennington turned into Casey Kasem on America's Top 40 Countdown.
Damn.
And they run into Casey.
And that turned into like Donald Trump. I'm Kermit the Frog. Like,
Damn.
It's all over. I was an only
You
child.
good. You
And
good.
I would sit there and entertain myself. Like I would just talk to myself, which is weird, but I guess that's why I'm in radio. Because really, that's what you're doing. You're talking
Talking to yourself,
in a room,
yeah.
to a microphone.
What does your picture look like? You got a blue shirt on?
It's a headshot. I'm wearing a suit. I was taken at a wedding. I changed out the background because I know how to edit photos. See, learning everything.
Oh, Jake.
Yes.
They said it together.
Jake from State Farm?
Yes, Jake. Jake Underwood. But yeah. I know.
Underwood.
I had to get my hair cut when I got the job. And I was,
Doesn't even.
well, I was tan. It was August, I was tan. Now I look like I burned.
Jake, you're.
All right, I'm following you, Jake.
Thank you.
Follow me back.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I'll follow all of you back.
Hey, should we grab a group photo? Because you know I would love that.
We can do a group photo.
You wanna, like, let's head to the red ball? Yeah?
I want him to do everybody's voice before we leave.
I can do voices too.
I used to, but it got me in trouble. That's why I asked when I asked.
I can do like cartoon Mickey.
I was